He was just hours old, left in a dumpster to die. Happened to a man you're about to meet 41 years ago, before safe haven laws existed.
CBS News Chicago investigator Dave Savini is here now. And Dave, this man says he knows who did this.
Yeah, Erica and Joe, when I heard Sean's story, I knew I had to listen, and so should you.
I was a mistake that needed to be erased.
His name is Sean, but he came into this world as John Winters Doe. His first hours were spent dying in a dirty dumpster like this.
I was somebody's unwanted garbage.
It was 1983 in Arlington Heights where this young couple, Bruce and Terry McDonald, heard a strange purring noise coming from the trash.
It sounds like a cat. I'll help it out. And then you look over the top of the dumpster, and you don't expect to see a baby with an umbilical cord attached to him.
And so I brought him to my chest.
It was 50 degrees outside, and his cries were strained. So the couple called for an ambulance.
He was very, very fortunate because he wouldn't have been able to cry for very much longer. Because of his hypothermia, they said, you saved his life.
This is where the dumpster was?
Yeah, this was where I was found.
41 years later, Sean returns to where his life nearly ended.
Monday would have been garbage day. It was full
So you're on the top.
and smelly.
Coming up here, I remember you're very tiny, very small.
Glenn Erickson was one of the first paramedics on the scene. That's him in the Daily Herald, carrying Sean to the hospital.
I'm looking at you. How could somebody do that, to a child?
That is the same question Sean has, and he's coming forward now to tell his story. He wants whoever put him in that dumpster brought to justice.
I need to know why.
And when they made that decision to put you in a dumpster, somebody decided that they were going to let you die.
Like I was a burden to somebody for being born.
Of the percentage of infants that are abandoned, so few survive. But for those that do survive, they're the ones living out the trauma. These were the first pics.
Terry and Bruce
Yes, yes, yes.
not only saved Sean from that dumpster,
Remember when we brought you home?
they adopted him.
Yeah.
What are you thinking right now?
Just what a miracle it was.
Was I really that small?
They saw him as a gift
At one point, you were that small.
and gave him a wonderful life, but now understand his mission to know more.
You want somebody held accountable for this?
Sure, we're behind him all the way.
I want them held accountable to the extent that it will make Sean feel better.
What was your childhood like?
Warm and loving and just happy. Playing Ghostbusters with the kids around the neighborhood, just like I was any regular kid.
Sean was 5 years old when he learned he had been adopted,
Yeah.
but he didn't know his full story until he was much older.
Superman.
On his 34th birthday, he told Terry he wanted all the details. She made him this book called The Story of You.
Is that when you found out that you were found in a dumpster?
Yes.
The book was full of notes from that day, his first pictures and newspaper clippings revealing the cold, hard truth.
And it's just like a load of bricks.
But he wanted more details and decided to test the main piece of evidence left at the crime scene, himself, through his own DNA.
I did the 23andMe, and then I did Ancestry after that.
At first he thought maybe his biological parents were scared teenagers.
You say you know who your biological parents are.
I know who they are.
At the time he was discarded, they were in their 30s.
One was a mailman, one was a police dispatcher.
He says the DNA showed he wasn't his biological mom's first baby. There was a girl put up for adoption before he was born.
I found a half-sibling who's born barely a year before I was born.
His bio parents were married and had 2 more daughters after him.
They need to be held accountable. Absolutely.
In 2018, he reached out to relatives connected through DNA, but was told stop.
Or there would be harassment charges brought up against me.
In 2019, he went to the Arlington Heights Police Department to pursue criminal charges and was told the case was still open.
It's attempted murder.
But now he's being told it's too late. There was a statute of limitations back then for attempted murder. Police even destroyed all evidence, including the yellow towel he was wrapped in.
It was as though I was in that dumpster all over again.
Had he died that day, whoever did this could have been charged. There's no statute of limitation for murder.
Because you lived, they get a pass.
Maybe that this new light evidence, we can have a prison of their own making. And they'll live out in the open with everybody knowing the truth.
Sean says he didn't do this out of vengeance. He tried for a couple years to get them to acknowledge him. Now, I tried contacting the biological parents, but I got no response to my messages. Sean's last resort is to file a civil suit against them, not for money. He wants a court order to get an official blood test. He also is talking with the Save Abandoned Babies Foundation, hoping to prevent more cases like this, Joe and Erica.
How is he doing? Because it seemed like he still struggled. You could hear it when he talked.
Yeah, I mean, this journey that he's on right now, going public, has actually made him stronger. So he's feeling some sort of, he's owning it.
Yeah. And so when he pursues a civil lawsuit, these biological parents, they're not going to be listed as a Jane or John Doe. He plans to name them.
No, they'll be named. It'll all be out in the public spotlight.
All right. Thank you, Dave.
Sure.